ocean of passion. Our love was real, but now it's just a ghost of a memory. We had our thing, but then you go and cut me so deep. Ooh, child, you're just a ghost of a memory. You took my heart, you took the better part of me. I'm lost again, lost in the pouring rain. I had a plan, I had a future there beside me. Every night you were there to guide me. You felt like home, but now I don't belong. I don't belong now, baby. Our love was real, but now it's just a ghost of a memory. We had our thing, but then you go and cut me so deep. Ooh, child, you're just a ghost of a memory. You took my heart, you took the better part of me. I don't belong now, baby. You took the better part of me. You took it all from me, baby. You took it all from me.
What's up, everybody? We are here. I forgot to add the intro song to it again, so there we go. No intro song, but who cares? We're here for a very chill and meaningful time here on WPIG 1651 Radio, Saturday night style, where we definitely get to chilling, telling our stories, and hearing your stories as we go through our weekend here. Hope everyone's doing well out there today. Today, the topic, well, could be a soft spot for some people. Could be a soft spot for some people, but there's something to be learned from breakups, don't you think? They make us who we are today. Whether, no matter how much it hurt at the time, they make you who you are today. And that's why they're all they're all meaningful, for sure. Matt in the house here says this will be Bittersweet Watch, going through a hellish breakup as we speak. Hey, there you go. You know what I mean? They make you who you are today. Don't forget that. Do not forget that, sir. And that's what we're here to do today, is to help you maybe get to a better place, or at least have some fun. You know what I mean? First, let's get our call screener in for the night in. We have Oh, mama, hold on. Let me get you in here. You're not in yet, Indrid. Don't talk. Don't talk yet, Indrid. Hang on. She can't talk yet. I must have made a mistake. She'll get in a second. Hang on. She is now here. Hold on, we'll get her in here. Indrid Cold, are you here now? Indrid Cold. Oh, no, wait. Indrid Cold, are you here? Hello.
I'm here. Hello.
Okay, got to turn your mic on. All right. No, that was my fault. I'm trying to blame her.
That was your fault. It's not my fault.
Okay, Indrid's in the house. She will be taking your calls. So if you click that link in the description below, she's going to ask, what's your story? Just give a brief story, give a brief tale. We're just trying to, just say something about her, about your story, and then we'll get you through, and we'll get to as many people as we can. And, it's going to be a fun show. Indrid, do you have a story to tell today, though, about any breakup you might have gone through that you're willing to share, of course? You don't have to share anything you don't want to.
No funny ones. There was a scary one where I had to escape from this freaky sociopathic dude. There was that.
Okay. Okay.
So that's not super fun. I don't think we want to hear that.
Okay. Well, I can't leave that. That was pretty quickly. You went over that story very quickly.
Okay.
So let's go back to that. You say sociopathic style.
Yeah.
Could you talk how you got into that? How did that start? Because at some point there must have been something positive about this gentleman, right?
Yeah, I met him online, and he seemed like a really cool dude. And I ended up going to and living with him for a year. Mm-hmm. And it's about 6 months in, he decides to show who he really is, and he's fucking scary. Okay, and and I decide that I'm going to pack my stuff up and I'm going to go be with my parents. And he comes home while I'm doing that, and grabs my laptop and acts like he's gonna smash it, and then he puts it down and goes and grabs a knife and starts chasing me with it.
Okay.
And then my mom had to call the police so that I could actually get out. It's cool.
Okay. So obviously that's a very painful story. Thanks for sharing that. That must be very difficult. Hopefully that was years ago now, right? Hopefully.
That was years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank God.
It's fine.
Okay. So real quick, was there any signs of this beforehand that he might have been the cool guy you thought he was?
His ex would tell me well, you don't know him, and I'm like, okay, all right, I'm listening. And then I kept trying to give it chances, and then it's like, nope, she's right.
Okay.
This sucks. Yeah.
So why did you stay with him so long is the question then? Was it because there was nowhere else to go where you maybe said maybe it can turn this around because he is kind of cool, or what?
It was kind of that, but he did do the thing where he was trying to isolate me from my family. Okay. So yeah, he would tell me, "Oh yeah, we'll go see him." Never even looked into it. I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Now, what did your parents think about him? Your parents didn't like him from the start, or was there any kind of at the beginning they like him? They kind of went sour. What did they think of him when you first introduced him to him?
They liked him enough. It wasn't my typical choice. I was like, all right, I'm gonna give him a chance. And then they were like, well, when are you gonna come back and visit us? What's going on? Come on. And then they were like, all right, you gotta get away from him. This sucks. They kind of caught on before I did, though. So
okay. Well, thanks for sharing. That's a real breakup. That's a breakup. I'm not sure we're gonna top that one tonight. But there we go.
It was not snood. No, it was never ever snood.
Nope.
No,
they're not
we're
romantically
not into each other
linked.
like that.
They are not romantically linked. Forget about it. All right. All right. Well, big ups, Indrid. You go start the call screen process and send them on through, and then we'll get their stories. And now I'll tell my story. Big ups. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah.
All right. Indrid is backstage now, ready for your calls to tell your story here, and they don't all have to be that impactful as Indrid's was. Holy shit! I don't know if we can top that. But anyways, I'll tell you I got two tales to tell of myself before we start getting the tales from the beautiful listeners out there today. I do want to say big ups too. Down from the Disposal for popping and busting. Thanks so much, Down from the Disposal with 11 months. And Paulette Burrow says, I already had to relive the trauma of high school breakups this week listening to DSP pining after Rambo. Definitely. So I'll start with my high school style, and then I'll go to the more modern style. And I have visual aids for mine as well, so we'll definitely get to that. So my high school style breakups tale begins when I was I believe I was a sophomore, okay, and I was single. And out of nowhere, this lady, this freshman blonde, people, she didn't tell me directly, but people would tell me she likes you. So this is, jackpot, right? it doesn't, any other details are not really important once you hear that someone's into you. right? At that age. So, of course, fine enough for me, I make it happen. We start going out, boyfriend and girlfriend. And this lasted almost 3 years, okay? Almost a 3-year relationship back then. But about a year into it, she showed her true colors, right? Her true colors. And she was an absolute terror. She did not care about me. She did not care about anything except herself. And she made that very clear, right? It was her way or the highway. You know what I mean? Through her way or the highway. And I was cool with that. And I think like many of us when we're that age, we think that's what you have to do, right? Because this is what going out is. Maybe you think that. And maybe you think they can change, or maybe this is what it's supposed to be. But at that time you put up with it, right? You put up with it. And I remember we were it was about my time for prom even. So we went that far, like 3 weeks into prom, right? But I'm already like trying to break it off, right? Trying to break it off. I'm saying, please, can we break this off? But she's kind of like not letting me break it off. But I was kind of okay with that too, in a weird way. I was like, all right, well, she really wants to stay together. I guess that's cool, even though it wasn't very positive. But I was like, all right, cool. So we stayed together for prom. And then I finally, I think what was the thing that made me break up with her, and I was the one to do it. Thank God I was the one to do it. I can take the credit for this one. Is this some other lady, I don't want to say lady, some other female style human was very into me too. So I was like, okay, well now I think I can muster up the strength to break up with her because I have the other girl that likes me too. And she was in my same grade. So what I did was I finally did break up with her. Break up with the girl, the blonde, and at that time. And then I started like kind of dating the other one. But first girlfriend was not really happy with that. So she would do things like fill my mailbox, my parents' mailbox with letters and stuff. And I still kept them, by the way. I'm not showing them, but I kept them. They're at my house, where my parents live. And, she was just very, I don't want to let you go, right? I don't want to let you go. We had a great thing and stuff. And, you almost get back together. You almost think about it for a second, but you don't. I didn't get with that new girl, by the way. I didn't directly get with her, but she kept going after me. And finally, at some point, I saw her parents at a kind of like, what was it called? It's kind of a day for the town where everyone's kind of walking the streets and they close the streets and they got stands and stuff. And I saw her parents there, and her parents still thought we were together somehow, even though that wasn't true. So I kind of told her parents, I said, hey, we're not together anymore, and I kind of want to be done, because they asked if we're together, and I was like, all right, well, I can definitely tell her now. I can tell her parents. I was stronger to their parents than her, actually, because, when I'm in front of her, I'm not strong enough. I didn't have the strength, but I could tell the parents, and I said, like, we're kind of broken up, but I don't want to be with her anymore. We kind of go our separate ways, and that was enough, because I think her parents talked to her, and then that was it. So it kind of was up through parents. I had to be strong enough. I was strong enough to tell the parents. I wasn't strong enough to tell her, right? And I can tell you, I do, I've seen her posts on Instagram, and now she's turned into that total kind of person that, like, is an Instagram mom and says, oh, my kids love when I get the, lemon-infused ice cubes are great for my kids on hot summer days. So I'm like, all right, I made the correct choice breaking up with her. I think she still remains very crazy, if you know what I mean. Just kidding. Not making fun of anyone that enjoys that kind of stuff. But you know what I mean? You know what I mean, right? Those kind of things. Yeah, she's very hot. But I do think, you know what? I think that is why I don't like blondes. I think I've kept not liking blondes as much as brunettes. I still have very many beautiful blondes like Indrid out there. But I don't think my preference is blondes because of that, I think. Because I know the devil lies with them. The devil lies in their hearts. Maybe, though. Maybe. But anyways, that was my high school breakup style story, which luckily was from me. Now, this one, I did not initiate, I will say, okay? The next one, I was not the initiator of this breakup. So this one hurts a little more. Okay, so I will tell you the tale. When I first moved to Japan, and you think everything's going to go beautiful. You know, there might be some tough times, but you know, you think you're going to find your way there. And about 6 months into my time in Japan, I didn't really find my way there. I had some friends, but they're all from my work style thing, right? And, you know, work style get-togethers, let's say. So it wasn't really a social life, right? It was like a, hey, we work together, let's do something. Well, there was another teacher there, Japanese style, and she was kind of around my age, you know, and cute. So I was like, okay, well, this is where I'm going to shoot my shot, right? I'm going to put all my eggs in this basket. You know what I mean? Because I didn't have any other options, but I wanted to get out there, but I didn't have any other options because I couldn't speak Japanese at all yet. Knew nothing, right? But I guess this is where I'm going to go. This is where I'm going to try my best. So, went on a few dates. And when I say dates, I mean legitimate dates. Like, I should have been picking up on the fact that she was not leaving any window crack open for anything more than that, right? It was shut. Those tatami mats were tight, if you know what I'm saying. Tight as can be. But I still was trying because, you know, I didn't have anything else. So I was like, who knows? Maybe this is just how it goes, you know? Maybe this is just how it goes. So one time, I don't know what number date it was, 4 or 5 or 6 or something. And I'm just like, all right, well, I'm going to have to see what this is for real, right? I'm going to have to find out. I got to shoot my shot, let's say. Shoot the J, as they say. And I can show you exactly where I did shoot that J. So this is the town I was in, a town called Kurume. This is where I lived. That was the station I came in on. And I worked right around the corner there. Now, the building's not there anymore, but I worked right here. This, as you can see where my mouse is, it's right here. This is where I worked, right there. Get Jury in here. She's from Korea, but she knows Japan too. So right here, I worked in this building, and now it's open building to do something else, okay? So, Jury, get out of here. But anyways, that's not where it happened. So right down here is a little walking path. They call these arcades, and arcades kind of what they're called in English, but it's whatever. But this is where a lot of shops are, and you can't take cars down here. There's a lot of things to do in here. Even when I was there, it was even crazier. There was more stuff to do. Now, since then, stuff has closed down a lot. But here's a restaurant. Here's some pachinko for you if you're into that. Here's, what's this? We have a lottery place. We have, this is a place to get apartments, jobs. This is a place to more pachinko, restaurants, blah, blah, blah. My favorite karaoke place is down the next one. But anyways, oh, come on, I can't go forward? Don't do this to me. Oh my God, I can't go forward anymore. I am pissed. Okay, anyways, so right around here, it was in the middle of the night. We went out to date there. We went out to a date. You know, typical nothing happening. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. We say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go in for the kiss. Because I thought that was easier than talking about it, right? I said, okay, I'm just going to try it and then see what happens. At the natural kind of place to make this happen. And it was in the middle of this very street right here. In the middle. I would say, you know, I wish I could show you. But, you know, back here somewhere. And no one's around. It was very late at night. And I went for it, and I got shut down so fucking hard. And she said, like, I see us as just friends. And then that was the end of that. I walked away, and I went home, and I just continued doing what I was already doing, drinking. So I didn't drink more. I just continued drinking the same amount. And that one hurt, because after that, I knew I have no other options. That was my one shot to take, to get female interaction. And it was shot down very hard. And she said, I see you as just friends. And that was it. And that was my first foray into the Japanese dating scene, and it did not work out correctly. It did not work out correctly. Yes, Iwamoto, this was the big suit era. As Chu has said, I was wearing a suit that was very much too big. It was called the Frankenstein suit. Well, that's what Chu calls it, because it was a Frankenstein suit. But yes, this is what many years before Chu, by the way. But yes, I shot my shot, was shot down. Now, not exactly a breakup, but I think it still counts, because it was a breakup of my heart. Because by one chance I thought I could have a chance of having some interaction with the female. But it was shot down very hard. Shot down very hard. That hurt. Okay, let's get to the calls. All right, we have some lovely people here in the calls. Let's get to it here. First up on the line is the one, the only, the Papa Polecat. Papa Polecat, what do you got to tell us? What's your story, sir?
Hey, so back in high school, this was like many years ago now. But
Yes.
I started dating this girl in between, what would that be, 8th grade and freshman year.
Okay.
And we dated all the way throughout up until junior year. And as far as I was concerned, everything was going fine. There was, regular high school relationship. And then as I'm walking into chemistry class, and this is right around finals, I remember seeing her, and we were partners, obviously, because we had the same class. And I remember seeing her, and she looked at me, and I was like, that's not a good look. And I walked up to the desk, and I'm like, hey, go for the hug, and just completely, like, doesn't reciprocate. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. So then she looks at me, and I'd given her, like, a promise ring like you do in high school.
Yeah.
And she...
Those are compulsory. I know, yeah, go ahead.
Just slowly slides that off her
Hey,
finger.
how are you?
Hold on, Indrid's
Hands-
talking. Hang on, Indrid, I can hear you.
sorry.
Mute your mic, Indrid.
I'll mute my mic. I'm sorry. Hold on.
God damn, Indrid's trying to get on your game. All right, go ahead, sorry.
She slowly slides the promise ring off,
Oh,
hands it to me.
No!
And this is...
You can't do
And this is in like the 2 minutes before class starts, where I'm sitting there. She hands it to me
No!
and says, I think we need to break up.
Oh, no!
And I just like remember staring at the desk, and I grabbed the ring and I like looked at her, and she just was like stone faced, just staring at me.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, are you serious? And she just, yeah. And I was like, I'm just like trying to wrap my head around the situation. I'm like, bitch, we have a fucking chemistry final we're getting ready to take. Like,
Right
we have to
before
be
the
next to
test,
each other
too.
for
Oh my
2
God.
hours. We're gonna have to do a lab, and I'm like just crying. So I walk out of the class, just losing it, and then I come back in, and she's still just sitting there. And I'm like, all right, let's do this final, I guess. Like,
So a few questions, though. So was this still, okay, 8th and 9th grade is still a time of, let's say, do you have a lot of interactions with this person, or is it kind of like, hey, we're going out, but we don't really we don't interact? You know what I mean?
well, no, I mean, we started dating in between 8th and 9th grade. This happened
Okay.
junior year. So
Okay.
we had been together for almost 3 years.
They're still holding hands in the hallway, let's say. And we're at that stage, let's say? Or maybe not.
Way more.
Oh! Whoa! Hold on! Baller alert! So was there any sign of this happening, or was it really just a shot to the heart?
No, it completely blindsided. No
Did you ever
idea.
find out the reason of why this happened? Is there maybe there's someone waiting in the wings for her, for love?
It was just, God, I'm trying to remember the exact reason, but it was just like, oh, we've been together so long, she kind of wanted to play the field, I guess.
and how long did it take you to get over this, sir? I gotta know.
Oh, I spiraled so hard junior year. I literally moved to go live with my dad because he lived in a different city.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, I went and had senior year in a completely different school.
Because of
Yeah.
her? Because of
Well,
this?
there is multiple reasons.
Yeah, but still,
you know,
that's a
that
part
was
of it?
definitely part of it. Yeah.
Oh no. Does the sight of a ring still incite sadness for you from time to time?
No, that's long gone over.
Okay.
It was
Thank
just.
God.
I just remember like chemistry final, like of all the things, like
Whenever you
literally a
s-
thing where we have to interact for
Yeah.
2 hours.
That's rough.
And like
That's-
all of our grade relied on it. It was just awful.
If you see a beaker, do you kind of tear up a little bit anywhere?
Oh, I go nuts in like science labs. I can't see
Yeah.
them anymore.
Big Us Pop Polecat, thank you so much for sharing your tale. And it's
Big
good
Us,
to hear
brother,
you
thank
move
you.
past it. That's honestly, you moved past it and you're a stronger person. Would you agree? Honestly.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Mama polecat, and we've been
Hell yeah.
12 years now. So
Yeah,
Hell
call
yeah.
me Panda Lee.
No.
Get her in
I
here.
didn't.
Can I talk to her,
No.
please? Get her in here. Can I
AOT
talk to her,
wants to talk
please?
to you, babe.
Yes.
Come here.
Here we go.
All right,
Okay.
hold on.
Okay.
Here she comes.
Hello.
I'll put my phone voice on for him.
Don't
Yeah.
phone voice
Just
it.
do
Well,
normal voice.
hello.
Normal voice. Normal voice.
This is the
okay.
mic.
Normal
What should,
voice.
I call your husband Papa Polecat. What can I call you?
Oh no.
You can call me Mama Polecat.
Mama Polecat. Quick question, Mama Polecat.
Yes.
You just claimed that he called you Panda Lee.
No, you did.
Oh,
When
I
yelled,
did.
Hi, Steve, out one
Oh,
time.
okay,
You guys were like,
yes.
oh, it's Panda Lee. I've
Okay.
never felt so insulted in my life.
No, I can tell by your voice you're much hotter than Panda Lee, and definitely older too. That's a positive, not a negative, by the
Well,
way.
thank you.
Real quick though, a few questions. Papa Polecat is into this weird hobby, which is following a person on the internet that's a lolcat. What do you think of that?
I absolutely cannot stand hearing that man's voice, yet alone his laugh. I wanted to call in today
Yeah.
and tell you how mad I was about how him and Porky Pig talked about poor cat.
Oh, okay. So
And
Porky
just-
Pig for you is Triple P. You call him Porky Pig.
Yes, I
Okay,
hate that
okay.
man.
Okay, so you're not a Kino Casino fan. That's clear. So you seem to know a little bit of the lore, though. It seems like.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, we're ready for your call anytime you want to call. You don't need Papa Polecat around either. Don't be afraid
Oh,
to
I
call
just
in,
want
Mama.
to talk to Steve. I'm sorry. I want to
Okay,
talk to
Steve only. Okay, well
I
that's
love
fine.
Steve.
That's fine. We got a Steve simp here. Okay, that's fine. I'll let him
Always
know.
proud. Please do.
Okay, Mama Polecat in the house here. Thank you so much to Mama and Papa Polecat, and I'm
Thank
so happy
you.
you shared your tale. I hope to talk to you again, Mama Polecat.
Of course you will hear from me, but you take
All
care,
right.
and I hope you have a great rest of your night.
You're a legend. Look at this. Mama Polecat, Papa Polecat, all the polls up here today. W for Steve, by the way. Definitely. Oh, my God. I'm jealous. But all right. All right. That's fine. That's fine. He has a lot of intelligence, so that's definitely a good thing. Okay. I want to get to next up on the line. I have someone that is known as Matt, sir. Now, Matt, I believe you were the person that said you're going through a breakup right now. Is that correct, sir?
That's correct. That's unfortunately how it's going.
Okay, Matt. Well, you tell me as much as you want to tell me about that breakup, please.
Yeah, for sure. It's a week young, I guess you could say.
Okay.
So it's pretty. This isn't a funny one.
That's okay. Yeah, go ahead.
This is maybe a more of a learning lesson for myself and others.
Okay.
But yeah, so I guess I'll start at the beginning, but I'll just
Mm-hmm.
do the stuff that matters.
Yeah.
So it was just over 3 years, and it's been my longest relationship. And I guess this is the one thing that people can dunk on me. This would be some DSP here, but she was 21 and I was 35 when we first met.
Hey, well, that's
So-
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. She's of
No,
age.
no,
Uh-huh.
definitely not. And that's
Yes.
I think that's what drew us together. Is I met her at the gym. She worked
Oh, okay.
there.
Whoa. Slow the story. So meeting
All right.
at the gym is one of these things that you think about because it's kind of like
She
work
worked
hot.
there.
Oh, she worked
She
there.
worked there. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
hold
yeah.
on.
Sure.
So, you let's say work hot. What I mean by that is in this one closed space, you find someone that's kind of the most attractive. And you kind of like make it like, yeah, that'd be cool to do that.
Oh yeah. There
This
a
was
lot
that
of
case for you too? Was she?
Oh, big time. Now there was a lot of good looking girls there, but I mean,
Yeah.
she was behind the desk, and
Mhm.
I was just like, boy, that's one-itis right there.
Okay. So please walk
so-
us through your pursuit. Let's say your hunt. Go ahead.
Sure. So I used to be someone who could go to the gym. Like I just spent all the time at the gym. Just that's all I really did.
Okay.
And she was working there a lot, and so I saw her a lot, and I fantasized about this girl for 4 or 5 months, and I just couldn't get her in my mind, as many guys do with their one-itises.
Yeah. It
And-
happens.
Yeah. And it actually got to the point where like we flirted a bit, but I was like, there's nothing there, right? Trying to talk myself out of it because you don't want to have any hope, right? You don't want to give yourself that hope.
Mm-hmm.
And it got to the point where I was so just distraught with these thoughts about her that I actually asked her manager behind closed doors if he knew that she had a boyfriend. And he
Okay.
said,
Well, look, hold on, real quick, just to get
Yeah,
paint us a
yeah.
better picture here.
Yeah.
Could you give us would you say you're a taller gentleman, a shorter gentleman, average gentleman in height?
You know what? 5'11". I'm DSP here. 5'11".
Okay, 5'11", and you go to the gym a lot. So are you of athletic build, normal build, maybe power builder build? What kind of build we working with here?
Yeah. I do bodybuilding, powerlifting, Olympic lifting. I used to do it all. Now I'm busted up, so I'm just trying to get by now. But I was really, really into it. I was in my best shape when I was in 35 for sure.
Okay. So you're good-looking gentleman, athletic. No one's gonna think this guy's a slob at all, right? So you're pretty good. Okay. So you go to the manager. You go to the manager though. That's a step, brother. So you go to the manager. How do you pull that?
I asked. I knew him a bit. He was a good guy. I saw him every day, and I remember asking him if he had a second. And we went into his office, and I said, "Listen." I said, "Listen."
Okay.
I didn't quite know her name. So people said, well, I'm not gonna dox her, but they said names that sounded like her.
Okay.
And I said, "Listen, does she have a boyfriend?" And he's like, "Oh boy, I don't know. I think so, but I don't ever hear about him. He never comes around. They don't talk about it." So I said, "Okay." But then, as I heard him say that, I almost had this overwhelming relief that she did. So I could finally be like, "Good, done with it. I can go home and just be over it."
Okay.
That lasted about an hour until I got home and was just thinking about her again. And so, fast forward to Halloween, and she came in a schoolgirl uniform, and I have no idea how they even allowed her to do that.
Okay, so wait. Okay,
This
is. I see some people in chat's calling this a low-hanging fruit situation. I just want to remind everyone of age. So please, everyone's free to have their own thoughts, but 21 is of age.
I don't have you going, so I have to read chat later. No, so she was of age, absolutely. Yes. Everyone counted it too, so like it's even more of age.
Yes, even more of age. She's 21 years of age. Okay, so 21 years of age. She's wearing a schoolgirl outfit. Now, This gets you boned up. Am I safe to say you're boned up at this point?
So it gets worse or better.
Yes.
I did a lot of rowing. I like to go on the rower to warm up and to just get my cardio on.
Yes.
And she picked that time to go on the steppers in front of me and clean them because she was just an assistant there. So she cleaned these steppers in front of me, and that pretty much sealed the deal. And I thought to myself.
No, everyone now people are having some comments about a 35-year-old, 21-year-old. Just what everyone's allowed their opinions, but we're hearing a story here.
Fire away.
And he's of age.
Yes. Fire away.
He's of age.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see her in cleaning the stepper, and that seems like could be a intentional move by her, honestly, right?
It absolutely was. Okay. It absolutely was. When we talked later, we started to get together and started to talk. She said, "I just needed to do something to finally solidify your attention." I said, "Well, that sure worked."
She said, "Okay, wait. Let's get back to the first move, though. First move, okay. First move.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. The first move from you to her. What made you say, okay, she's doing the cleaning?
Okay, you know what it was? It was during COVID times, and so they had the plexiglass in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
And I went up there, and I remember saying something stupid. I don't remember what it was. It was some dumb joke, something stupid. And she kind of leaned in and laughed, kind of giggled. Yeah. And, just made me think that perhaps maybe something could be there.
Okay.
And so that was the initial one, but I thought to myself, that was stupid, dumb, right? Yeah. And then as my birthday neared, I guess they had my account information, and then she wished me happy birthday on my birthday.
Okay, so she clearly wants it. She's after it now.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
she is a lioness on the prowl at this point.
Big time. Oh, yeah, this wasn't me only pursuing. There was a lot of her pursuing as well.
So then you get together and you dated. You said you dated for a year, right?
3 years. Yeah,
3 years. Excuse me, 3 years. That's That's a good relationship. Good style relationship.
Yeah,
she's almost 24.
Yeah, it's too bad. It really is too bad. It kind of fell apart. Anyway,
get to the ending. Get to the ending.
Yeah, exactly. Well, stop asking questions then.
My bad.
But what happened was What happened was over summer there was a lot of codependency, a ton on both sides, and I guess when you don't know the signs, you don't know the symptoms, you kind of fall for it. You kind of think that's love, and it was love, but it was also attachment. And then we spent 3 months apart during summer because we were waiting to get a house. And over that time, she made some poor decisions, and I was not a perfect boyfriend by any sense. And then everything.
Real quick, cheating involved.
She didn't. She said she didn't. She told me what she told me, and I took that as the truth.
Okay.
And then after we kind of moved past that and moved into the house, then she broke up with me almost a day after we moved into the house.
Oh, that's
then-
tough. That's
and then-
very tough.
Right, and then just really quick, and then the next day she called me because she took a whole whack load of pills, and so I had to go back to the house to essentially make her throw them up, and I took her back. And I've never been in that situation before. I've never been in a situation where a girlfriend has wanted me back, and so I took her back, and I didn't. I was blinded by the fact that almost lost this girl in more ways than one.
Yeah.
And then so months later, now it's winter here, and the codependency got so toxic that it's just we both agreed to end it, and it's just very sad. And I'm sure the chat will be roasting me like shit for all this, but I wanted to get it out.
Fuck chat. They're not here. They're not bearing their soul like you.
No. So yeah, it's sad. I'm looking at some of my stuff in the kitchen right now. I got to get more from the house, and yeah, it's tough when you still love the other person, when there's still love there, but you know that it's just it ain't gonna work. So
yeah, that's one of the things where a lot of people, breakups don't have to be two-sided. Even if there's one side that kind of starts the process, there are sometimes when both people understand it's better not to be apart, better not to be together, and that seems to be the case here. And you spent 3 years, and I'm sure those 3 years mean something. You know what I mean? They were fucking important. You at least felt close enough to get a fucking house together.
Yeah, absolutely. And now that's a nightmare, but I mean, that'll be what it is. We've got to get through that. But yeah, no, I appreciate you having me on, and been a long time listener. And just take a lesson. Codependency can ruin a relationship.
Big ups,
anyone
Matt.
out there?
Yeah.
Big
it
up.
takes someone to tell that story to other people. And I know no one knows who the fuck you are, but it's to talk about it is something, So big ups, Matt. And I hope you find someone even better in very short order.
Thank
all right, Matt?
you, ALT. Big ups, guys. Big ups.
You're a legend. Thanks, Matt, sharing his soul here for us here. And that is a very, very interesting tale. Thanks so much, Matt. And that's what we're all here for. Each other, share our experiences, maybe learn a thing or two from each other here. I will bring in Indrid here for a second. Indrid, can you hear me, Indrid?
Yeah.
Okay. I just that gentleman, Matt, with his tale got me thinking here. The nightmare person for you, was there an age gap as well in that situation?
Yeah, there was a little bit. I think I was 26 and he was late 30s, so it was pretty significant. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to see if we can get a pattern here. You know what I mean?
There's a pattern.
Okay.
These older guys, man.
How did he find you though? You said it was online. Is this Tinder situation?
No, I was. This was during my Second Life days, and I met him on Second Life. How cool is that?
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I respect that. I didn't even when my online gaming days. I think I was a little bit younger than you when that took off, though. So I wasn't interested in meeting people. I just wanted them to talk sex chat in the game. That's what I wanted to do.
Well, I mean, I think we all did that, brother. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
that guy.
Yeah.
That guy.
Oh,
Sorry, he
yes.
went towards the end of the breakup. He was still playing. We both still played Second Life during the relationship. But I found out that he had some land where he was doing like weird sexual stuff with other players in the game. Like I went in there and I saw like this weird like tentacle contraption. I was like, oh fuck this, dude. I'm out. This is so weird. I know.
So when you find out that your significant other that you were with for a while is doing shit, do you search, because you search for all his worlds? Like, what do you do at that point? Because you can kind of investigate easier than real life online, right?
Right. And I was only made aware of it because one of my friends had accidentally gone there. And my first thought was, I'm actually okay with this so he doesn't touch me.
Oh.
Yeah, I was over it at that point. I'm like, all right, fuck this.
Okay.
No,
wow.
I didn't date Darziak. Nope.
Not Darziak. Nope. Not Darziak. Tired of it.
Nope. He's weird.
Professor Robot asked a question that a lot of people were asking.
Yeah.
Anything more about the tentacles? What were the tentacles for, do you think? Or was it
It was
food?
weird.
Oh, okay.
It looked like I don't even know it. It looked like it looked like a table, but with tentacles that came out from underneath it.
Ooh, okay.
So use your imagination.
I think it might have been Darziak, actually. But anyways, okay. Indrid, you're doing a great job. Thanks for screening the calls.
you.
I'm sure I'll get you back here to ask more questions about tentacle table, if you don't mind. Later.
Sure.
Later.
Sounds
okay.
fun.
Big ups. Indrid is back to it, taking the calls, doing the best she can to get us an entertaining show here today. Big ups, everybody. All right, let's go to the one, the only, Ira in the house. Hello, Ira. What's your tale to tell us today?
Okay, this is a long one. This actually was my first and so far only relationship. It was like a decade ago that I met this girl. We met in we were working at a convenience store at the time.
Okay,
so
cool.
this is how I met her.
Uh-huh.
I remember I remember some details about it where like the first time I actually met her was because she was going away on school a couple of times because she was an opera singer, so she was studying for her master's and working at the same time.
Okay.
I had never met her before, and so I found her one time in the break when I'm like, oh, that's who you are. I kept seeing her name on the schedule and never met her. So I looked inside like, oh, that's who you are, and then slammed the door, went back to work.
Okay.
So eventually we just started talking. We actually got talking because we were both like into YouTube content creators at the time. I think it was Game Grumps back then.
Okay.
And so we started talking, and I invited her over to because I was still living with my mother at the time. I invited her back to my place, and we were just playing video games. And she made the first movie.
Hold on. Now you were going from working together to thank you, Papa Rope. So an opera singer in the break room of a convenience store. Safe to say.
Yes.
That's where he's now. Now opera singer. Let's think about, was this your type style in terms of looks? That she's your type, cutest style.
I would say I grew into, like, I would say she was attractive, but she wasn't my style of attractive, if that makes sense.
But you then take her back to mommy's house because you might think there's a chance, or you really just looking for a friend to play games with?
I was looking for a friend to play games with. She made the first move. Like, we were just hanging out. Like, I had dinner or whatever. And then, like, before she left, she kissed me. And I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm going for it now.
Yeah,
and
honestly.
So, like,
yeah.
And so, like, then we ended up dating for around 3 years and lived together for 1.
Woo! Okay, so you grew into it in a big way then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, basically, like, the whole thing, it's also just that I was like around like 25 at the time, so I was like out of college and trying to find like my own way of things. So that's why I was working in the convenience store at the time, trying to find my own job and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. She had her own path, kind of self, so we were like kind of like at a different stages of life at the time as well.
Okay.
So it was already kind of a recipe for disaster before we even like figured it out.
Yeah.
So during the time that we were dating, I eventually did move out and found my own place with a roommate who ended up being an absolute narcissist, and after we broke up, she dated him. And none of my friends liked him. They met him one time and they're like, this dude is weird as fuck and an absolute narcissist. We hate him. She liked him for some reason, and about like 2 months after we had broken up, she dated him.
So does that make
after
you?
He moved out too.
Does that make you feel better? Does that make you feel like better about breaking up with her because she likes someone you think is crazy, or does that take you know what I mean? Like, let's say your ex, she dates someone that you think is a douchebag, you kind of like makes you think worse of her. Like, whoa, she liked him, but I was with her. That kind of brings down my social level if she liked him. Was anything like that?
No, I just thought she was nuts.
Okay, cool.
I just thought she was nuts, and she was like that, like not because like she gave me up for him, but because she decided to go for him in the first place.
Okay,
because I would say that the breakup wasn't exactly clean, but it was like as clean as two adults could be.
Okay.
But yeah, what ended up happening is while we were together, I remember this is really, really early on, back when I was, I think at the time, back when Total Biscuit was still alive, and he had first brought up Dark Side Phil in one of his Dota streams. That's where I found out about Phil. So I started learning a little bit about this. Yeah, I started learning a little bit about him, and then she was like, "Well, have you ever heard of Chris Chan?" And I was like, "No, what is this?" And so like we ended up falling into that rabbit hole for a little bit, and like listening to Tevin and stuff like that. And also this is when the SOK was around as well. Okay. And it actually kind of in a mirror story. This is like the one story that like I feel like it's like not really a high bar to clear when comparing yourself to people. But at one point when I was still like bouncing between jobs and trying to find out what to do, at one point I had taken a night job as like a security guard. Yeah. So, and there's like about like 3 or 4 months before we actually broke up, she actually did have a panic attack and called me, and I immediately went to my boss and I'm like, look, my girlfriend at home, she's not having it. I am leaving, and just bolted out of work and drove home to be with her. I'm like, that's what you're supposed to do things as a normal person. You didn't just give her a pill? So, yeah. I know it's not like that. I was like, no, like we need to go to the ER. We're going to the ER. No questions asked. I'll take you there. But she was like fine once I got there. So it was like it wasn't as bad, but it was still pretty bad. I was still really concerned.
Well, there you go.
And and then like yeah, we like because of like we just started like following that like back then, like so we listened to Tevin, we listened to the SOK back when they were still around, and eventually when the relationship started falling apart, it was partly because of that overnight job, and also just because I was at that point still directionless. She was sort of finding her way as well. Like she had her master's at this point. She knew what she was doing. She was tutoring at like a vocal, like she was a vocal coach. She was also like doing performances on the side, like actually like performing in like small operas on the side.
Yeah.
And so she was like, you know, finding herself, and I was still like finding myself in just kind of in a bad way of it. And I basically just started ignoring her almost entirely, to the point where I was just like sitting around playing video games the entire time. It got to the point where like she yelled at me really badly, and that was when I was like, this is like a sink or swim moment. So I went out that night to like talk to my friends. I met them at the mall, and I was like what am I supposed to do here? What do you think I should do? And like, well, you can try to save it, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. So I wrote like an actual really long letter to her saying like, I fucked up. I know I fucked up. I'm really bad at this, and if there's something we're saying, we should try to save it. And then she's like, no, there isn't. So we ended up breaking up, and then I went to therapy to basically help get better coping mechanisms, and then fell more into like, you know, following Phil, which then ironically led me into doing content creation and meeting a whole lot more friends. So I ended up better because she dumped me and because of DSP.
Big ups, Ira. That's the happy ending for sure. You are a legend.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing, sir. You're a legend. Thank you, Ira.
Yeah, no problem.
Ira in the house here, finding love with an opera singer, but then she introduced him to Philip, but then they break up and he carries on his detracting ways. Big ups to Ira for sharing the story here. Next up, we got a name that goes by the name of Meth Bear. Meth Bear in the house. Hello, sir.
Hey, big ups. How's it going?
We're doing pretty well. What tale you have to tell tonight?
So this is the breakup I had with my ex-fiance.
Oh.
So this was between about 2013, 2015. And so I was a young lawyer-style individual and met her through a mutual. And she had gotten out of a really abusive relationship about 18 months before. It was rather long-term, physically, mentally abusive, just horrific on some of the things that happened. And she had been in therapy, and we discussed all that before moving forward. And so she seemed like she was in a pretty good place, because one of the things that you really don't want to do is get in a relationship with somebody who just got out of an abusive relationship. Trauma bonding. When Boogie was talking about trauma bonding with his I don't know if she's his ex now, but with Desi, that's not trauma bonding. Trauma bonding is when you bond with your abuser. It's not when two people come together and bond over their own traumatic events. That's different, because Boogie's retarded. So, it was about 4 months in. I was over at her. It was her parents' house. She was living with them, and she was cooking me a fresh, delicious, home style cooked meal. And somehow, I guess her parents had moved, and her ex didn't know where they were, and didn't know where she was. But I guess he had found out, and he had come around before. And when I was there, he comes knocking on the door. And she's he's like, we need to get back together. You have to come back with me. Just trying to talk her into it. And she's saying, no, go away. And then I come up and I just flat out tell him, and I sort of step in front of her a bit. And I said, hey, she told you to go. You need to go. And so this sort of ties in with like last week's show about, have you committed a crime?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So, he got pissed that she was actually with someone else, which is, typical of a lot of abusers. And so he called her a whore and then spit in her face.
Oof. And you're right. You three in the room, right now, right?
We're not in the room. We're standing. Oh. She didn't let him in, and we're out in the front.
Okay.
And so imagine what a bear on meth would do if something like that happened. I kicked the shit out of this guy. It's honestly, it's the closest I've probably come to actually killing somebody. And she didn't try to stop me. She wasn't screaming, no, don't do it. But she was rather pleased afterwards that I did that. So, we end up moving in together about a year in. We, we're going to get married, and apparently he had messaged her and was saying, he's messaged her on, like, it was Facebook Messenger, and he just said, you know what? And she showed me right away, and it's like, I'm sorry. I've been in therapy. I was a piece of shit. Everything that I did to you, even though I told you it was your fault and you made me do it, it was me. I never should have done that. I'm apologizing to you sincerely, and I hope that you can, you're getting past this. I hope that I can improve, et cetera, doing all that. And she's like, this is the first time he ever gave an unconditional apology like that. And she's like, I hope he gets better. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's like, that's not that's kind of like, you could say, like, you're not freaking out yet because you might, in the terms of, in therapy, they might tell you, like, even if the guy did something atrocious to you, saying, like, okay, I see you're trying to improve, and just accepting that, not interacting, but just like, okay, I accept that. It's fine, right?
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Right. Yeah. And, but apparently, this was about 6 months before our wedding, and then 2 months later, I come home and all of her stuff is gone. Some bedspread, some dishes, some, all of her hygiene stuff is gone. She left my computer, my laptop, and my dog, because because she loved my dog. I still have him. If they had taken that, I would have hunted him down. And it turns out that a few days before, she actually got married to him while living with me.
Oh, God.
And they were planning their way out. And so she basically took our stuff to help start their new life together. And I did a police report, but they said, well, it looks like she just took her stuff. It looks like she just broke up. So they did it, but they didn't investigate beyond that. Because basically she took her clothes, I got her a Louis Vuitton bag. I got her some Chanel stuff. I got her, it was like Gucci things and everything like that. And it's like, she's supposed to be my wife. And
hold on.
He knocked her up and then left her after that, later on. So yeah.
Okay, so let's go back.
That was my red pill right there.
Oh, God. All right, so real quick. So you're planning to get married. You have this is serious planning, right? So we're saying we got invitations and shit ready, right? We're like, go time for the marriage, right?
Right. Yeah. So it was like the invitations had gone out. I was able to cancel certain things. Some things I wasn't able to, and lost the deposit. It was probably, I think it was around. I want to say it was in the ballpark of about 10,000 that I couldn't get back. So, yeah.
So how long, when that happens, like luckily for me, nothing like that has ever happened to me so far. But how do you function after that happens? Like, you wake up the next day, that's one of those things where, I've had bad things happen to me. When you wake up and you like kind of remember it, and you're like, fuck, that happened, didn't it? That has to be like that times a million. My guess.
It was tough, but then you just have to think. You want to fill your heart. It's almost like you want to hate the other person. And I definitely hated the guy. If it's like, maybe I should have gone a little bit further. Back when I had the chance. But I mean, that wouldn't have helped because she obviously hadn't gotten over her trauma bonding. But the problem is that if you fill up your heart with hate, then all that does is it really affects the person who you're going to be with next. And you definitely don't want that to happen. And so it's something that you really that I really tried to resist. But also, I also had professional responsibilities that I had to take care of. I mean, I still had clients I had to take care of, and I couldn't just go into shutdown mode. But it's I didn't date seriously for like 5 or 6 years after that.
I mean, that's understandable, honestly. I mean, that's how do you trust again, right? But I know since then you found a relationship, right? I know you talked about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, Indrid. I mean, we talk about our people. She can verify. I got a good one right now.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
well, that's good,
and it's Yeah, it was tough. It was really tough. But the thing is that it was even worse in the dating game afterwards. It's like it's hard because it's like they're basically they're looking at me for the money probably, and a lot of them were. But when it came to that, I already knew enough about domestic violence to where it looked, because I had done I had represented a number of clients on cases by that time when I met her.
Yeah.
It's something that, is sort of on me by not just saying, no, I probably shouldn't do this. Or I don't know how far, because she seemed okay that she had her social network. She had, she wasn't blaming herself at that time, but it all just came flowing back because some guy said, I'm sorry, effectively. And that was enough for her, for her to say that, well, he loves me and we have a history. And, because they had known each other for a long, long time, like since they were kids. And so that all came back, and it just was, it's whatever you do for somebody will only act a certain way in a relationship if they want to. So so just because you show somebody love and affection and you're a provider, there are a lot of women who will say you're crazy for breaking up with somebody who can provide for you, and your children will have everything that they need. It doesn't matter unless they also want to be part of that relationship and also want to provide reciprocity back to you, like love and affection and being in a relationship. So, and she preferred to do it for him, even though he kicked the crap out of her. So Well, it sounds like you have a very mature take on this now. Did you get any, did you go to to anything like that, or did you come to this kind of place where you are now? Because it seems like you have a good understanding of it now, looking back. No, I didn't actually. I didn't undergo any type of therapy. I didn't. So, but yeah.
Well, happy to know you got to a better place at least. But
yeah, I did. I definitely did. So.
Big ups, Meth Bear. Thanks for sharing your story, sir. You're a legend. Big ups, Meth Bear. That might be the most hurtful one we've heard. I don't know. We heard a lot of stuff today. Oh, damn. Holy shit. All right. That's what we're here for today, Saturday nights, my friend. All right. For telling your tales, or maybe helping someone else out there to know we're not alone in this world, right? None of us are alone. We all go through breakups. Some of them are worse than others, but they all suck, and talking about it can be a way to get over it, right? All right, let's go to the one, the only pasta maker in the house. Hello, sir. What do you got to tell us today?
Hey, LT. I just have a funny story from high school.
Please.
So we were in the same class. It was a creative writing class, and part of that class was running a yearly book of everyone's creative writing. So anybody, not even if you weren't in the class, you could submit to this, and we would print it out, and people would buy it. But we decided to do an audio portion. We let kids who could play music. We recorded stuff. So this girl, we were in the class together, and first thing I noticed where I was like, okay, she's interested in me, is she would really laugh at my jokes.
Okay.
That
good.
right there is like, okay, that's it,
Yeah.
And she was also really touchy, and we would, always hug each other, coming and going from class and stuff. And finally, we're working late one night. I'm finishing up some audio stuff, and she's finishing up some typesetting. And I was like, hey, you want to go across the street? There's a Denny's across the street. You want to grab dinner? Because it was kind of late.
You made this move, okay? This is you, right?
Yes.
To be clear, okay. So she's being touchy. She's doing this stuff. You get the signs enough, and that gives you the courage to make this move, correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay. Go ahead.
And she's like, yeah, sure. I'm like, perfect. So we go over there, and I know she's Mormon because a couple of my friends are Mormon and go to the same church as her. And I just asked, so you don't seem as into the religion as them.
Wait. So you almost wanted to say crazy there. I don't want to speak for you, but then,
no.
Okay.
It wasn't. No. It wasn't that. She wasn't like the goody two shoe Mormon girl you kind of think of. Even though the stereotype is the Mormon girls are kind of freaky.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard that, but
yes. Okay.
But
so she was not insane. She was a normal style Mormon though, but you knew she was a Mormon.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
And she starts talking and totally 180. She's really into it, and she's telling me all about this stuff. And she gets to, we just elected there was a new prophet that was just elected. And I'm like, a prophet was elected? What, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
She's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, prophets are supposed to, hear from God,
Yeah.
that they're chosen. And she's like, no, he was elected. And I shit you not, 3 hours at a Denny's arguing with this girl about how there's no way. And this is so stupid. This is stupid. I'm fucking this up. She was perfectly nice. It would have been a great relationship, but no, I have to. This dumbass high schooler has to go and argue with this girl about why her religion is wrong.
Yeah, so obviously you are not Mormon, and she was, but that was your. Are you a religious style person of a different religion?
No.
Okay.
And here's the thing: the family background is very Mormon,
Okay.
but there was a big break, and there's a lot of animosity towards the religion. So
you had that built up in you then.
I
You
have
didn't
that
want-
built
okay.
up, yeah, just from family continuously talking about it.
Well, my advice to teenage deposit maker is to just stick through it. You might have some.
Right? Well, he didn't, and he gave up a good thing, I think.
God damn it!
She was pretty cute, but
God damn it! Anyways,
being
big up,
dumb, young
big
and
up.
dumb.
Thanks for sharing your tale, deposit maker.
problem.
We all fumble some from time to time. No problem
Yes.
there. Deposit maker, the legend. Thank you, sir. What a legend, deposit maker. Telling his tale of fumbling them hot Mormon. You can't fumble those. No, honestly, Mormons can be interesting in many different ways. I've never interacted with a Mormon to that direct level, but I've been approached for them to ask me if I've known the word and all that stuff. But anyways, we are not talking about religion, talking about breakups and how they happen here. Next up on the list is the one, the only. Detraction Jackson here. Detraction Jackson here. What's up, Detraction Jackson? How you feeling? Go ahead.
Yeah, what's up, ALT?
Nice to talk to you. What's your tale?
Yeah, you're not the oldest detractor, by the way.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, so I'm going to make this long story as short as possible.
Please.
Yeah, so 2001, I had just gone through a pretty rough breakup, and I was in that young man hermit mode BS. We go through when we're young.
Yeah.
And I get invited to a 4th of July party by a coworker of mine, and I'm like, I don't really want to go, but I felt guilty because he's a good friend, and I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna go. So I go to the party, and I meet this girl there who is bald, and we get to talking, and turns out she's in going through chemo.
Okay.
She's a cancer patient, and things go well. We're hitting it off. She's cool. And we start dating, and fast forward a couple years, we're married.
Okay, wait. Hold on. So she was going through chemo at the time when you were first, and you said fast forward many years. So she conquered cancer, let's say, at that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
She through the course of our relationship, she went through a couple of stages of remission.
Okay.
And she was good.
Okay.
So
okay, cool.
All right, so. We've got to fast forward a long way. We really never had a lot of problems.
Yeah.
We had a nice house together. Everything was cool.
Yeah.
She's on a business trip.
Okay.
One day she comes home from the business trip. I'm in the kitchen. She walks in the door and immediately says, "I want a divorce." Completely out of the blue.
Out of nowhere. Okay, so everything's going well, you think?
Yep, absolutely nowhere. We didn't fight a lot. Everything seemed cool. Life was good. And she's like, I just want a divorce. And I'm freaking out. I'm like, what happened? What's going on? So, like, let's try, can we at least try like couples therapy or something? Try to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
So she's like, all right, yeah, we can try couples therapy. So
okay.
We go to a couple sessions of couples therapy. Things, it seemed to be going well. So after the third round of couples therapy, I'm out to the parking lot. We're driving separate cars, obviously, because we're, So she's like, this isn't working for me. Got to do the divorce. Don't want to continue with this. Don't want to be with you. Whatever. So I'm like, I'm devastated. I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, fine. All right, is this what you really want? I love you, but I get it. If you're not happy, I'll walk away. I'll let you go. So I'm like, all right, you take the house. She takes the house.
Oh,
She takes the house. I'm like,
no.
yeah. I'm like, all right, here's the deal. I'll sign over the house. Just let me take my stuff.
So,
Let me take my stuff.
so you
Yep.
okay? So we're going through this out of
Yep.
nowhere. Just to recap,
Yep.
you meet this lovely bald lady that she
Yep.
turns out she has cancer. She's going through chemo. You help her through all
Yep.
that. She gets over the
Yep.
cancer. I'm sure you had
Yep.
cancer remission parties, all this stuff. You're feeling great.
Oh,
Life
yeah,
is
yep.
starting again. You get married.
Absolutely. Yep.
Married on the way up. Now, how many years was it before she said this? She approached you about this?
This was late 2006.
Okay, so how recent is how recent from the marriage to the I want to get divorced? How many years went in between there?
So about almost 6, like five
Almost-
and five
okay.
and 3/4, right?
So almost 5 years of marriage, and then out of nowhere, true shot to the heart, and she's to blame. And we go to
Yep.
couples therapy. She still says, I want to do it. You, out of the kindness
Yep.
of your heart, say you can have the house.
Yep.
Is this just now?
Absolutely.
I wonder about this. Did you do this just because you want to make a clean break and like want to make you still have real feelings for her?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was like, listen, I still I cared for her. I had feelings for her.
Yeah.
But, I'm like, all right, we've only owned the house a couple years, not a lot of equity. I can afford an apartment. Here, take the house, live your life, do what you got to do, right?
Man, yeah, that's
So,
rough.
No, it gets worse.
Oh God, no!
It gets
Go
worse.
ahead.
It gets worse. It gets worse. So we go through with the divorce.
Uh-huh.
So, late 2007, I am in my own apartment. Actually, early 2008. Sorry, early 2008. It was late January. I'm in my own apartment, and I'm doing my own thing. I went reconnecting with a friend who I had met many years prior.
Okay.
So I started dating this person.
Female-
She's now
yeah, okay.
she's now my current wife.
Okay.
So-
well, the happy ending's coming. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, the happy ending's coming. But now the worst part is still to come.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So we're dating, and I'm still friends with some of my ex-wife's friends,
Okay.
right? Which is a little awkward, but they're cool people. I love them, and so long story short, I get invited to one of my ex-wife's friends' weddings.
Ex-wife friend's wedding. You know she's going to be there probably because it's her friend.
So I expected her to be there,
Yes.
but she was not.
Okay.
So I go to the wedding with my current girlfriend. So, things go well. The wedding was nice. Now we're in the reception, and my ex-wife's maid of honor from my wedding with my ex-wife walks up to me. I hadn't seen this girl in years. She walks up to me, and the first words out of her mouth are, the whole cancer thing was bullshit, right?
My God.
And my brain explodes. I'm like, wait a minute. What are you talking about? She's like, you know why she's not here, right? I'm like, I don't know. I haven't talked to her in a long time. She's like, no, she skipped the country. The guy
Okay.
that she left you for was from a country other than the US. So my wife, the jig was up. People in her circle figured out that she was BSing about having cancer. So she skipped out of the country to avoid whatever repercussions there would be. So
whoa, okay. So was this okay?
Yeah.
Tell me when the scam begins and ends. So the scam was to she faked cancer.
Yep.
Cut her, was that to find a man like you that would give her stuff that she could say see if with, or was that came later?
honestly, I don't know what her goal was with this thing. I think that she was just seeking pity and attention.
Okay.
But after that statement was said to me, I realized right in that instant, we were married. I never saw a single medical bill.
Yeah,
She never wanted me to go with her to any of her chemo sessions. She would always say, no, I want to do this by myself. You don't have to be there. I don't want you to see me like this. So I'm like, the mind fuck on this. My mind was blown. I'm like, who thinks that? Right? When someone tells you have cancer, who thinks that?
Yeah, you don't. I mean, you don't ask for proof of cancer,
No,
right?
of course
I mean,
not. No.
you don't really. I guess I would say like you never had the chance to say like, hey, can I go with you to the appointments? But if she says I want to go alone for like imagine guys, imagine in chat your girl says like, I want to go alone. I want to show my strength. You'd be like, all right, I understand that. You know, yeah,
Of course.
you do it yourself.
Of course. I mean, you offer to go, and if she says, she doesn't want you to see her that way, of course you respect that. And I never had even a thought that it was fake at all, because it seemed completely real. She lost her hair several times during our relationship, and come to think about it, she shaved her own hair off.
Oh my god.
Right.
Oh my god. So Detraction Jackson. I mean, when you hear this, you question everything. Like I mean, how do you trust people? You know what I mean? Like it's wild.
Crazily enough,
Yeah.
my current wife is an absolute angel here on earth. Like, I got the luckiest I've ever gotten
Full
in
head
my
of
entire
hair?
life.
I have to ask. Full head of
Absolutely,
hair?
yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Just want to be clear. I mean,
absolutely,
I just
yes.
got to ask questions.
Absolutely, yes.
So, was she, last question, we'll let you go. You
Yeah,
shared
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot, Detraction Jackson. Was there a little bit of crazy in her that you noticed? Because sometimes the crazy can be hot. We put up a little crazy every once in a while, but like,
Sort of, kinda. Like,
Okay.
she wasn't like off the rails nuts, but
Yeah.
she did enjoy some well, I guess you consider crazy stuff from time to time, right?
Okay.
She was a party girl.
Yeah.
She loved to get together. Which I didn't think of at the time, but getting together and getting wasted with your
Yeah.
friends while you're going through chemotherapy seems a little weird. I didn't think of it though.
Yeah.
I didn't think, but
Yeah,
lesson learned, I guess.
Yeah, this Excalibur here is a good point. Like after chemotherapy, it makes you weak, the treatment, so you have to be driven home. But I guess she wouldn't need to be
Yeah.
driven home, would she?
I didn't know any of that, and stupid me, because why would I want to research that? Why would I want to question it and dig in as if she was a liar, right?
Yeah. I mean,
You don't
it's just
do that.
Not a cool thing to do, right?
No,
Wow.
of course not.
Detraction Jackson sharing the
Yeah.
tale of the. Well, you know what? You found someone better, so fuck her. Am
Yeah,
I
I
right?
did.
What
Exactly, right.
What happened to the house, though? That's another question we got to answer. What happened to the house that you don't even
it's
know? I
gone.
guess. Okay, it's gone.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
she wound up selling it and reaping the rewards of said house.
Okay.
And she's living comfortably in another country right now.
All right, Detraction Jackson. You are a legend for
All right,
sharing your
brother.
tale. Thanks for sharing. Detraction Jackson. Didn't expect that twist. That's what we're here for. Saturday nights, WPIG 6051 radio in the house here. I'm going to bring in our call screener once again. Indrid Cold, are you available? Or are you talking to someone else?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm here.
Was that the hottest story of the night so far? Faking cancer?
Fucking crazy, dude. Like, I've faked being sick before to get out of something, but I don't think I'd ever fake cancer. Like, oh my god.
That's
crazy.
Wild. All right.
Yeah.
Big ups, Indrid.
Goddamn.
I'm going to ask you to, I think we should close the phone lines now because we have 45 minutes left on the show. Unfortunately, I'm busy.
Okay.
But we're going to end at 10 p.m. tonight. Thanks so much for everyone for sharing. But we're going to cut the phone line off, all right, Indrid? No more calls.
All right.
Fuck 'em.
Cutting it off now.
We got a lot of people in the line, so we'll get to all of them.
Yeah.
Everyone in right now, I'm definitely going to get to, all right? But anyways.
All right.
Thank you, Indrid.
I turned it off. Yeah.
You're a legend.
Big ups.
All right.
Thank-
Let's get next up to the one, the only, the Palm. Well, you go by Palm here, Palm. How you feeling, Palm?
Good, thanks. A little bit of a eardrum issue, but other than that, pretty
Okay.
good.
You're doing. We'll fight. You got to fight through that,
Rupture,
brother.
yeah.
Oh, rupture.
It's annoying. Yeah, it's a
How did
rupture.
was that from a loud noise or what?
No, I tend to blow my nose really hard, and I guess this was like one of these things that just happened, and I popped
God.
it in the shower. Yeah, when I was blowing my nose.
Excruciating. Wait. Oh, you blow in the shower in the nose with the hand style thing?
Yeah, I was just doing it because it was like my nose was stuffy. It was a little bit cold,
Okay.
and so when I go in the warm water, my nose gets all runny, and then I was just trying to blow it out. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Interesting. One time, Chew cracked her rib from coughing, so you self-inflicted wounds to your club.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, I right now I'm like have one headphone off because I don't want it to get worse, so I'm letting it heal.
Okay,
Yeah.
we are a legend, Palm, fighting through this. Go ahead, tell your tale, please, sir.
So mine isn't like as crazy as the other ones.
That's
like
fine.
The cancer
Don't
one.
worry. Don't compare. Don't compare.
All right, I was gonna lie and say I dated an alien or something like that. But, no. So this story begins. It's when I was 23. I dated this girl at work, and we dated for like 6 months total. But during that time, about maybe 3 months into the relationship, I don't know why. I know this felt like really short, but we decided to kind of get engaged. And so we kind of like rushed things. You know, we were rushing and
Palm,
everything.
I'm going to stop you there, Palm. So this sounds like it's her idea more than yours. Fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. I can tell that because you kind of explained it like, oh, we just kind of happened. So that sounds like you didn't want that to happen, but she said, okay, you know.
It's not like I didn't want it to happen. It was just more of kind of like, it just felt nice, you know, like somebody wants to marry me. I was like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah,
you know,
it's a good hit to the self-confidence, let's say. You know?
Yeah. I learned from that though. I learned from that lesson not to jump into relationships like that.
Go
but
ahead.
we basically, you know, got. You know, we bought an engagement ring. She was a little bit different. She wanted like a pearl style ring, instead of a diamond ring and everything. So I got her that, and her job required her to move. And so she was going to move for like about 3 months to another city. And so basically, you know, we were doing the long distance thing and everything. And we were, you know, talking about like how, you know, setting up the wedding and all this stuff and everything. And she would always hang out with her friends. So I was like, you know, not a big deal. I wasn't one of those jealous types or anything like that. But she would always have this one guy would come over like drunk. Right, but she would be with her other friends. She wouldn't be by herself. Like we would be talking on the phone.
So not a solo guy coming over to her house. She has friends at her house. This guy's coming to join the party. Let's say.
Right. Yeah. He would join the party in, but every time he would come in, I would hear him go like, "Hey, what's up, so and so," and everything, and I'm like, what the hell? And then like within like 5 minutes of the conversation talking to her, because her friends were doing their own thing while I was talking to her about like our day and everything, she would kind of like, well, I gotta go. My friends are calling me. He's like, yeah, we gotta go. Hey, I gotta talk to you about that hat or something like that. Ooh. And I'm like, yeah, so I'm like, okay. And so in the beginning, it was kind of like whatever. I was fine because she was with her other friends, like her girlfriends and everything. Yeah. So I kind of like, you know, I wasn't really too worried. But then one day she's by herself and then her friend knocks on the door and then comes in. And then I'm like, wait, who you're not with your other friends, right? And she goes, no, it's just me and him. Look, I gotta go. And then she basically put me on hold. She didn't hang up. She put me on hold. So I was like, that's weird. So I didn't hear anything. But she left me on hold. But I wanted to see if she would like notice, if she would pick up. So I basically stayed. I left the phone on there. I was playing video games or something. Yeah. And she basically was like, she picks it up. She goes, oh shit, and she hangs up, realizing she left it on hold instead of hanging up. Yeah. And I'm like, why did she say, oh shit, you know? Or why didn't she even pick up and talk to me? Maybe she like, hey, he's still here or something. Yeah. So I started realizing, looking back, that there were signs that she potentially could be a cheater. Mm-hmm. She had past relationships where she cheated on her boyfriends and justified it, even though some of them I would say were justified because they were kind of like abusers, but the other ones were kind of like she just did it because she just wanted to have fun. And it was like I don't know, I got my brain was dumb at the time, so I didn't really connect the dots thinking like, you know, she's gonna be cheating on me. I thought like I'd be fine. But then once I started connecting the dots, I started looking into it more and talking to her, and she would always bring up about flirting, like not flirting with other guys, but guys would flirt with her at her job and everything. Okay. And I'm like, okay, did you tell them that you have a boyfriend? Because I wanted to see her response. She goes, why would I tell them I have a boyfriend? It's like, well, they're flirting with you, right? She goes, yeah, so? And I'm like, shouldn't you tell them you have a boyfriend or a fiance?
Yeah,
at that?
fiance
because we're
now,
engaged.
right? Yeah.
At that point, yeah, we were like engaged, and I was like, shouldn't you tell them? And, you know, she was like, I think it's fine. I don't think I need to do that. And I'm like, are you sure you don't want to lead these guys? I am a guy. It seems like you're leading them. She's like, no, it's not. It's fine. It's fine. So then, you know, a couple of weeks pass, and then I'm kind of having second thoughts. A lot of the situation where she was hanging up on me. This guy keeps on coming over. Obviously, I don't have any proof or evidence. But I'm like, okay, there's something's up here. And then she tells me one day, and this is like the other guy left apparently, like he left like weeks before, weeks after. And so I was like, okay, this guy's gone, so I don't have to worry about it. We had about like 1 month until she was going to come back to my city and we were going to be together. So I was like, okay, I can hold it out for this long.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, she kind of mentions, oh yeah, I have a date with this guy and everything. And I'm like, what do you mean? Wait, what do you mean a date? And she goes, oh no, I mean like as friends, you know? And I'm like, are you going with your other friends, like so and so and so and so? And she's like, no, it's just me and him. And I'm like, what are you guys going to be doing? Oh, like friend stuff, watch a movie, get some Chinese food, get some ice cream, you know, that stuff. And I'm like, you're going to cheat on me, aren't you? And she goes, no. And then we had this whole 4-hour conversation about like, I'm suspecting something about you. I've been having different feelings. I think this was a wrong idea. I think we rushed in too quickly. And it basically, she was like, and at the end, she was like, look, I wasn't going to date him or fuck him or anything like that. So don't stop being so paranoid. But if you want to break up with me, fine. And then we ended it there. The next day,
okay.
The next day, her mom calls me because her mom really liked me. And she goes like, oh, get back with my baby girl, please, and all this and that. And I'm like, I'll talk to her, but I don't really think it's going to work out. Plus, she has some of like my stuff and her, you know, the engagement ring I want back and everything.
Yeah.
So let me give her, a call back. So I give her a call back probably in the mid-afternoon, like I would say like 5-ish. And then she picks up and she's just, yeah. And I'm like, why you're hyperventilating? And she's like, nothing. I was just working out. What do you want? And I'm like, I'm just told her I need my stuff. And then in the background, I hear, hey, babe, you coming back to bed?
Oh, come on.
And I'm like, oh, this must have been going for a while then. And she goes, look, I gotta go. And she hung up. And then afterwards, when I started talking to her, she like basically said like, yeah, I was going to cheat on you. I was just trying to hide it, but then I kind of screwed up by saying it was a date rather than a group date.
That's what I was going to say. It sounded like she was pushing the boundaries as far to make you break up with her when she didn't want to do that. But well, you said you got over this and became a better person. Now you know maybe she didn't want to initially break up with me because she said she messed up by saying it was a date. She was trying to hide it and everything because later on I found out from one of her friends that she had a tendency to do that. She would have boyfriends and then she would purposely sleep with other guys, but she wouldn't tell the boyfriends and everything because she wanted the what's the word? She wanted the both lives essentially. She wanted the good boyfriend, but then like the the side action and everything. So gotcha.
Yeah.
All right,
and then
hopefully you got to a better spot now. You said right?
Yeah. Like well, at that time after I heard the guy say, you coming back to bed, babe? I broke my phone. I smashed it. My roommate was like, what the fuck? I've never seen you this angry before. I was a wreck for like a couple of months because it was more of the act of cheating and everything that just really bothered me. And it wasn't even less than 24 hours either. It was like there was a potential that maybe I can call her back or something like that. It wasn't even less than 24 hours and she was already jumping to the next guy. And so then I kind of realized I don't need this. And then I went on Tinder and Meet Me and all those other apps and I found other people.
Hell yeah. There we go. So you got over. Big ups, Palm. You're a legend. Thanks for telling your tale. Palm, you're a legend. Good. Have a good one, brother. Next up. Oh, let's go to the messages. I forgot about messages. We've heard so many tales today. I'm loving all this. Bill Brasky said he's left a message. Let's see here. I saw you, Bill Brasky. Okay, here we go. It's anonymous. I hope this is you. Would you put in the wrong one? Let's go. Here we go.
Yes, this is Darziak calling in. I just want to say my dear broke up with me during Dark Souls 3.
Okay.
And I was never really able to recover, so I've gone hollow. So yeah, that's my breakup story.
Thank you, Darziak. Thanks for sharing your tale, Darziak. Hope you can find that dragon. There's a dragon out there for everyone. You know, I've heard that many times. And if you look hard enough, the dragons come to you. That's what I learned in Skyrim, actually. If you wait long enough, a dragon will show up. So just wait. It'll happen for you. All right, next up, we got Paul Brazel in the house. Hello, Paul.
Hey.
What's your tale to tell tonight, my friend? Hello, Paul. Paul. There you are.
Hey.
I can hear you. I can hear you tapping, but I can't hear you speaking, Paul.
Wait a minute.
There you go.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you enough. Go ahead.
All right, great. How you doing, guy?
Good. Nice to talk to you, Paul. What's up?
All right, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet.
Yes.
Okay, go back 2 stories with the wedding,
Yes.
but I'll start from there. Where not only did my church start with the lady that I was going to marry, but her church was going to approve of the marriage.
Okay. So wait.
But
Real quick. Hold on, Paul.
Yes?
So you got 2 different religions, and their churches said it's cool. Is that what that means?
No, just 2 churches, but the same missionary.
Okay. That's not sexual position. That's the religion you're speaking of, right?
Yeah.
Same missionary group you're doing together. Churches said you guys can get married. That's cool, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The only difference is she went to Vegas, I stayed at home.
Okay. Gotcha.
And she never came back, and of course, nobody was able to talk to her. She blocked me on the phone. So in short, she just got cold feet. End of story. I take a bow.
Big ups to Paul. But how long were you together before that happened, sir?
2 years.
2 years, and then she said later. Okay. Well, how
Yes,
long
she
did it take
did.
you to find someone better,
bounced
Paul? I hope it wasn't
hard.
too long. I hope you found someone better quickly, sir.
No.
Not yet?
51, still single.
All right, Paul. It's going to happen for you, sir. I promise you. Thanks for telling your tale, Paul. I'll let you go.
Yeah, man. I say I'm just keep it short and sweet, but man, thank you all. I love you guys. Tell Steve, good on that comeback, man. I love him.
Hell yeah. I will tell him that's the very story, Paul. You're a legend. Thanks for sharing your tale. And no tale is not airworthy, my friend. Thank you so much, Paul. You're a legend. Next up, we'll go to... I can't get to the messages here. Let me make sure I got the messages here. I saw you, Bill Brasky, said you did leave one. Hold on. Let me get Indrid back in here for a second so she can vamp. Indrid, could you tell us about something you did today real quick?
Something I did?
Yeah, tell us something you did today that was fun. Go ahead.
I played A Way Out with Decepticon, and we streamed it. That was great.
Explain the game.
You and a friend each play a character, and you're breaking out of prison. And then after you break out of prison, you got to go find the guy that put you in there and kill him. And there's a lot of stuff in between, and it's very fun. It's a good game.
Pretty sure all the games you like have that kind of darker theme, to them, don't they?
This one is a little more light than the other one. I played another one the other night where it's a dead letter department, and you're having to scan or type in things that the computer couldn't read, and that one's really, really dark, and fucking loved that.
You seem to love those games, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I like the sad ones, dude. They're fun. They got good stories.
There we go. I did find. Thanks so much for that.
Of course.
You are a legend for vamping for me here. I don't see. Did you put it? Did whoever left the message? Did you put it on the that being said one? Because I am not seeing it. Bill Brasky, not seeing it, brother.
About my love life. Whoa, phew.
Yeah. Woo.
Just so many men all the time. Okay. So
talk
many
about
men.
Mama Polecat, am I right? Hey!
Right. Hey. She was a champ.
I know. All right, I'm not seeing it. I am not seeing it. Dude, click the link. I'm checking SpeakPipe, Bill Brasky. I'm not seeing it.
God damn it, Bill.
Bill Brasky, hell yeah.
Death and Taxes is a cool game. I gotta get back to that one.
All right. Indrid, thanks so much for ramping for a second. I'm going to get back to the calls. You're a legend. Thank you.
Good.
Okay, moving forward positively here. We have a name you will recommend. It's not Sister Snood. It is Sister Anime. Hello, Sister Anime. What's up?
Hey now. February style show, everybody. ALD, how you doing, my friend?
Nice to talk to you, Sister Anime. What's up?
Likewise. That's my contribution to the impression contest. Dude, these stories have been wild, dude. We got divorces. We got people doing cancer.
I'm telling you, this is the best.
I'm going to bring the stakes way down. And
That's
I'm gonna
fine.
jack
That's fine.
up the pettiness.
There's no stakes. Go ahead.
That's okay. So I met this girl off of a dating app. We went out to lunch, and it went well. And super nice girl. Opposites kind of attract. Because I
Okay.
can tend to be rude and crude, and obviously I'm into the guy, and I have say a lot of things that I probably shouldn't.
Yes.
And she was total opposite. Very super nice church girl. Didn't swear. Made more money than I did, frankly. She was younger than me by like 6 years. So I was like, okay, I'm kind of killing it right now.
All looking up. Okay.
Yeah. So we go on a couple dates, and then we get into a relationship, and we're dating for like 4 months, around the point that we have Thanksgiving together with a bunch of our friends.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes really well. We have like a Friendsgiving type deal. And we get a bunch of, people over, couples, and we're giving gifts to each other. And it's a nice little event.
Sounds
On
like
my way
it.
home from that, I get hit by a drunk driver.
Okay. Well, how serious is this hit? Is this an injury
So
or
luckily
just car
it
fucked
wasn't
up?
serious.
Okay.
I didn't get hurt. Nobody else was in the car with me. And honestly, it was a really positive experience because there was a lot of people on the scene that like took time out of their night to help me out on Thanksgiving, which was like really inspiring.
That's cool.
But we're not here to talk about that.
Yeah.
So she came to pick me up and she took me home. And she was very accommodating. She like helped me to take me out to go get groceries, and our relationship I felt like was growing in that time.
Seems all good.
And then yeah, it's all going great. Then Christmas comes around, and I drive 2 hours out to her parents' place to stay there for like the weekend or whatever fucking day it was. And one thing that was kind of weird with our relationship is that we did not have the same sense of humor. It was a little awkward anytime like either of us tried to make jokes around each other. It would just fall completely flat on the other side.
So how was that? See, for me, that's a deal breaker. But she was good enough for this.
She was cute. The only thing that was like, it was a very unorthodox relationship for me because she was so like wholesome and churchy and everything else. Like one of the other things is that she didn't want to have sex until we got married.
Okay. So that carrot is dangling there in front of your face. If you got to stick through it, you can get a bite of that carrot. If you know what I'm saying. In this case, the carrot
obviously she had so much else going for her, and like. And that wasn't a big deal to me. I was like, my apartment is equipped for self-service. I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Go ahead.
So I go over to her parents' place, and I meet her parents, and they're lovely. They bought me Christmas gifts, which I thought was like so nice.
Mm-hmm.
And we're having a great time. We're talking to each other, and her brother is also there.
Okay.
We'll call him John.
Okay. Yeah, John. I like this, John.
And me and John get together. Awesome.
Okay, really friends.
Our humor is completely the same, and it's to the point where like I'm all of a sudden having a better time with John than with my girlfriend.
Okay, so you kind of you're getting into John actually. Okay,
yeah, I'm getting into John. It's kind of a similar Phil type scenario situation style.
We love John. We're vibing with John.
We love John. So I end up not staying the night. Christmas because I want to go back home. Like I want to be in my own comforts. I get kind of exhausted around people after a time. And I think that made her a little upset. She wanted me to like stay the night, and we would spend like the morning and have breakfast with her parents and all this other wholesome stuff.
Yeah.
But I wasn't trying to do that. So I go home, and I think it was like maybe a couple days I hadn't seen her. And I texted her, and I sent her a link to a YouTube video. And I said, I need you to send this to John because I think he would find it hilarious.
Oh my
I didn't have his number.
So you are trying to contact John through the girl. Okay, got it. Go ahead.
Yeah. And I thought it was such an innocuous thing because I was like, please just send this to John because I think he would think it was awesome. And I didn't think about it in the time. I should have known fucking better. This is like so my fault. The video was like one of the crudest things on the face of the earth.
Oh, okay. And she's a religious style girl, like you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
I've dated religious girls that were rough around the edges before. And it's not that big of a deal, but she was like just super, super wholesome. So, and like the elevator pitch of the video is that it was like a parody off of Saw, where he's like a diabolical gay guy.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're just like doing a bit where it's like, Buzz Aldrin, you spent your entire life pretending the moon landing was real. Now you're gonna tell me if it was real, or I'll suck your dick.
Okay.
And, like,
I'm
that's, like,
into it, but
yeah, that's like the
your-
pitch of the video.
your
And I was
girl
like,
might
John,
not, like, be
this
into
is
that.
fucking hilarious.
Okay.
So I fire that text off, and I think like it takes the entire day before I hear back from her.
Oh, no.
And she sends me like this novel.
Oh,
and she's
no.
like, I'm not your fucking secretary. Don't you ever tell me to do something. Why would I send that disgusting video to my brother? What the fuck is the matter with you? And I was like, I am so sorry. You are 100% right. That was completely just insensitive of me, and I will not do it again.
So you try to make up real quick. You try to pull it back real quick.
I fell on my sword like that, brother.
Okay, so you're like, oh, sorry. I apologize. Everything. Sorry, please. But
yeah, whatever I thought it would take.
Yeah. But okay, is she receptive to your groveling?
Yeah. She sent me a text back. She was like, sorry I blew up. Thank you for apologizing. That means a lot.
Okay.
And I thought we were cool. Like it was a little weird, but I felt like we were cool. 1 week later, she texts me. Like I don't hear from her for a week.
Oh no.
And then she texts me like a week later after New Year's, and she's like, "This isn't gonna work out. The way that we act around each other is not the way that my married friends act around each other, and I don't see it going anywhere."
Oh no.
And I was like, "Oof, I understand."
So I gotta ask the question: did you end up falling on John's sword?
No, I did not end up falling on John's. I didn't have John's contact information, and she didn't give it to me.
Did you wish you had it? Do you still wish you had it a little bit?
I don't think that she would have been too happy with me remaining friends with him at the time.
So to sum it up, you kind of broke up based on a YouTube video. I mean, that's
yeah. That YouTube video was the thing that did it. Like it was 100% the fact that I sent that to her, and she just she thought it was so out of pocket and inappropriate that whatever other hangups that she might have had, which there were a couple things that I wasn't doing so well. Like I have a lot of anxiety with like my friends and my significant others. Right? I don't want to like inconvenience people, so I would never like invite myself over to her place or like call her to be like, hey, you want to come over on Wednesday? Because I'm like, what if she's working? I don't
So you broke up because of gay Saul. That's funny, actually. It is.
Gay what? Oh yeah, gay Saul.
Saw.
Yeah. Gay Jigsaw. Yeah, I broke up because of gay Jigsaw.
So I know you can't see video. I'm playing a video here on the stream. I know you can't see it, but this will provide some solace to you when you watch the replay. Okay, I'm just gonna put it on loop here for you. If you know the clip.
Phenomenal.
Yes, this will help. But go ahead. Yeah. So you break up based on gay Saw. Anything else though? Go ahead. Looks like you were gonna say something. I don't want to cut you off here.
Yeah, it was gay Saw, and I think just largely the fact that I clearly was having a better time with him than I was with her, because really our relationship was just a friendship because there was no physical intimacy.
Yeah. So
I mean, like
that kind
obviously
of
there was kissing and cuddling and all that stuff.
That's what I was
but
gonna
it's
wonder.
hard to...
How far can you go in that situation? I mean, I know don't get graphic,
I
but
think that was part of the problem.
Yeah.
Is that I didn't really push the boundaries because I knew that from the get. So I wasn't like trying to get my hand up her thigh or down her pants or any of this other stuff.
Yeah,
I
how
would
far
cuddle
do you
and I would
push?
kiss her and all this other stuff, but I would never push further. And I feel like that was a problem because she was like, well, why doesn't he want to touch me?
Oh, and then you talk to the friend. She might have been confused.
She might have been a little confused with her brother. I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, she might have thought you were into John more than her, honestly.
Yeah.
You know? So. Yeah.
And then the fact that I didn't want to stay over.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my God.
I honestly get her side in this one. This is one side.
On top of the fact that the jigsaw thing was like a gay joke.
Yeah, I kind of see her side in this one.
So I think she might have thought that I was on the down low with that. And she was like, you're not going to fuck my brother, by God.
Yeah, I agree with her, actually, in this case.
Yeah, me too. That was 100% the entire thing was on me.
Well, hopefully, Sister Anime, did you find any better romantic relationships since that lady decided to break off with you because gay Saul?
No, I've been hacking through a briar patch of psycho bitches, but none of them are quite as funny as that story.
Okay, well, you're a legend, Sister Anime. I hope you call in again with future stories, all right? You got to promise me you're going to do that, all right?
Brother. Have a great rest of your night.
Sister Anime is a legend. What a tale. Who got dumped because they shared gay Saul with their wanted to share gay Saul with their brother, who I think honestly the sister has a case to think that maybe he was more into the brother than him. Big ups Paul J. Brazel, who says thanks ALT and Cole. Big ups Paul, thanks for sharing your story. You're a legend. Deuce Falco, thank you so much, sir. Says amazing stories tonight. Injured for MVP night all. You're a legend, Deuce Falco. Thank you so much. It is a lot of fun. These shows are quickly becoming some of my favorite to do of the week. And in the summertime, let me tell you, we're picking up the frequency in the summer of these shows, my friend. They can't always be this deep, right? Like, this is a deep topic, so we're going to have more lighter stuff as well, but it's just fun talking, shooting the shit, my friends. It's a lot of fun. Big ups to Drunken Cleric, who says, great idea for a stream ALT. I just broke up with my girl less than 12 hours ago, but this is probably the 10th or 11th time we have broke up, so it's good timing. Drunken Cleric, hope you're doing all right, brother. Nothing I can say to help you except everyone's thinking about you, and I promise you'll be better off for it. I know you probably don't feel like that right now, but I promise you'll be better off for it, you know? The breakups make us who we are today, and the right person needs you to become the best version of yourself. And right now that breakup is getting you closer to that person that your dream person is going to find. You know what I mean? So you're a legend, Drunk Cleric. Thank you so much, sir. Next up, we go to, and I really can't figure out what's going on with these fucking messages, pissing me off. But I'll figure it out. Don't worry. I promise they will not go to waste no matter what. Big ups to Rec 1990 in the house. Rec 1990, what is your tale to tell today?
Oh, hey, what's up, 18? Oh, it's kind of like DSP story with Panda Lee, except I rejected the girl.
Okay.
My life is like DSP, but backwards because I have negative luck and I work way too hard.
Okay, that makes sense. Go ahead. Yeah.
That's also why I'm happy and he's not. But this girl was 18 and I was 32, so a huge gap.
Huge gap.
She wanted to work with me, and when we're working together, I can feel the electricity. We're like super close, and but she had a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, get rid of that boyfriend and maybe.
Okay.
But she didn't. And she invited me out and everything. We're going out for a couple of months. And then I decided to get promoted instead of trying to hook up with her.
Mm-hmm.
And a month after that, she got pregnant by someone else that we work with. That wasn't her boyfriend.
Okay. So at that point, you kind of realized, or are you still in this for the long haul?
I was like, good luck with that.
Okay. Okay, thank God. Okay. So, okay.
It's the feelings are like super complex because, I massively regret it because she was beautiful.
Yes.
Big-titted Latina.
Okay, well, yeah, but, nothing wrong with that.
Also relief because she could have said, like, put me on child support. I'm like,
yes.
It's the most complex feeling in the world.
Yes, I would say you are very lucky, sir. Though you might not feel it or not have felt it then, I would say you got lucky in this case.
Almost definitely. And still regret. But
yes, you can feel some that regret for sure. The one that got away, but I think you're better off for that one getting away. I think, sir. But you're a legend, Rec 1990. Sure. Thanks so much for sharing your tale, sir. You're a legend. Oh, shit, I hung up on Rec 99. You could call back in, Rec 999. I didn't know if you were going to say anything else. I hung up on you like an asshole. I thought we were done here. 2 calls left in the house. We have the next up, Mr. Shaming. Go ahead, Mr. Shaming.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Shaming. You're a legend. What's up?
Yeah. By the way, LT, just got to say, big fan. This is an honor to be able to, my voice to grace your presence.
No.
I'm going to tell you a story about when I was in high school, probably around, I was 16 years old.
Okay.
And back in those days, Guitar Hero 3 was huge. And I was dating my first ever girlfriend.
Okay.
And I think at the time we were dating for about a year. And I guess for context, I should let you know that we went to different schools, even though we lived in the same apartment complex. So we hung out all the time, but never got to see her, at school or anything.
Yeah.
So this one time, I got a random Facebook message from this dude, and he was like, "Oh, I really like her. And I was like, what? I was like, what are you on about? He's like, I'm going to challenge you to Guitar Hero, and if I win, then I get her. And I'm just like, what is going on? Like, I thought I was in the Twilight Zone and shit like that. So I was like, I went up to the girl I was dating at the time, and I told her, I was like, who's this dude? And like, what's going on? And she's like, oh yeah, he's in my class, and yeah, you should do it. You should do it. She was like into it. She was like, she wanted me to like challenge him to a Guitar Hero battle for her love or something. And I'm just like, what the fuck? You know, I had no idea like this could happen. You know, like, so I don't want to toot my own horn.
Did you do it though? Did you go through with it? Did you play like?
No, I didn't. I was just like, what? I was just like, no, like, because like I'm not gonna lie. I was really good at Guitar Hero. Like I said, I don't want to toot my own horn, but like my high school held like a Guitar Hero tournament. Yeah. And I won the $25 GameStop gift card, so no big deal. But there was a part of me that was like, man, what if this fucking guy is like a god? You know, like what if he's a god? And so I was like, I don't know if I could do that. And I told her, I was like, no, I don't want to like risk this. And looking back at it now, I'm just like, holy fuck, that was a really fucked up situation. And I can't believe that happened. And why didn't I just like leave at the time? Yeah. But I didn't. And I still, we ended up like, you know, that we told the dude to fuck off or whatever. But yeah, looking back at it now, it was just so weird and kind of funny. But like, obviously we broke up probably like a year later, and you know, and I haven't really talked to her since, but yeah, it was just like a really weird moment in my life where I was like, holy crap, like this is like the Twilight Zone. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
Do you regret not having a chance to show your
I could have wiped the floor with him, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Play some Through Fire and Flames and shit.
That's what I'm playing. Through the Fire and the Flames, that makes the ladies drop the panties instantly. It always happens. It's Mr. Shaming.
For sure.
You're a legend, Mr. Shaming. Thanks so much for sharing. You have one more thing? Go ahead.
Can I say one last thing?
Please.
It's shameless plug here, my friend, but I also have a Detractor channel. If you guys want to check it out, it is DSP Shaming, but instead of the S, it's a money symbol.
I have seen that channel before, sir, and I think
have?
Yes, I have.
Shit.
Yes, I have.
So
DSP
you seen
Shaming.
my beautiful locks of hair, then?
I think I have. Yes, I know I've seen your videos before in my recommended, and I definitely think I added one to WPIG before as well, the playlist there. But yeah, DSP Shaming in the house here. Go give him a look on Twitter. He's putting out Detractor Beat content. Go check him out, all right?
You're a legend. I love you.
You're a legend. Mr. Shaming in the house here. I will not challenge him to Guitar Hero because I've never been that good at the game. But that was a story, a Snood-style story, let's say. I think Snood might have been challenged in Guitar Hero, and he would definitely put up a fight here with this gentleman. I guarantee that. Anyways, last call for the night, and it's going to come to us from the Ka-Ching of the Ring 2024. It's nice to be joined by Royalty, the Wolverine doll. Hello!
ALT, how are you doing?
Nice to talk to you, sir. What Sir-style story do you have for us today? Come on.
All right. I don't have very many dramatic breakup stories, but I have a few awkward dates that never went anywhere in college with many of them were acting like supernatural creatures. I don't think they actually were.
Okay.
But I got set up with this one girl, and she decided to walk me through. There was some kind of like student festival going on in the quad. There were hanging lights everywhere. It was a very enchanting environment.
Okay. And sorry, Wolverine doll. Quick, set the stage here. I would guess, did you tread the boards in college? Were you a board treader?
Yeah, I was a theater kid.
Okay, so theater kid in there with all the theater style women. Now, I would say there's a big overlap in terms of people that go to, let's say, Ren fairs, things like this. They're not afraid to dress up very often. You know, that's a normal thing for you. People dressing up as different creatures, you know, maybe, I don't know, bears. Is this a normal thing? Yeah.
This one seemed a Ren fair type, but
okay.
Like
that could be hot.
She
though.
seemed
that can be
like
hot.
some kind of like some kind of creature lost in the wrong universe, because she was asking me if I like what I thought about the tooth fairy, like as an idea, and like what it teaches our children. And she asked me if I was an organ donor and if I had ever given blood. She seemed really worried about like the idea of pieces of her being scattered across the planet in various ways.
Now, how long do you put up with this? Because so far, I'm kind of still in. I kind of enjoy these kind of questions because, it might be a little freaky, and that's okay. Sometimes a little weird is good. So you're still in at this point when you're asking these questions, right? Fair to say?
I was in it.
Okay, yes.
And then, like, we watched some kind of band perform, and then she just kind of left me there.
Oh,
Didn't tell me where she was going.
So she's the
I think she wasn't into it.
Okay.
Maybe I wasn't holding up my end of the conversation because I was extremely nervous.
Okay. This is kind of the crazy, though, that she might just all of a sudden be holding a, a belt buckle and say, this one is, I'm feeling positive energy from this belt buckle. Do you also share this energy? That kind of crazy, or are we different? Not that crazy.
Maybe. Speaking of belts, that reminds me of another
go ahead.
Sort of date I had.
Okay, please, yes.
This was with very outgoing, charismatic, like leader of new student organization.
Okay.
This was the branch of safe, sane, and consensual, the kinky sex club.
Okay.
And
cool.
she was talking to me, so I thought, whoa, like I don't know what her position is, but I can adapt.
Yes, definitely. Obviously, we always do that. We can always adapt. Yes, go ahead.
She wanted me to go with her to, it's called a munch. Like when kinky people want to network with each other, like when you want to have an orgy, but you don't know and trust enough people who would go to orgies yet.
Yeah.
You have like a preliminary meeting at like a restaurant or something to network.
Okay.
And she wanted me to go with her to that. And I'm like, okay, this is the prelude to some kind of orgy that I will be invited to, and that will be fine.
You're into that idea? Because for me, that would be kind of intimidating, honestly.
I'm down with sex with her of any kind at this point.
Okay, got it.
I'm ready to jump through some hoops.
Okay,
I'm
go
ready
ahead.
to put on the mask or whatever, the cloak. I'm ready to learn the passwords.
Yeah.
I wanted this to go somewhere.
Okay, it's cool. So you're in. You go to this. The name of this is also fascinating. The munch. Okay, so a munch for me is something very different.
That is BDSM slang. That is like a thing.
So we are munching. Yeah, we are munching.
This was a real hike. This was in Chicago, and it was on the other side of Chicago. It was like. It was like in like Lincoln Park, and we were like way on the south side. We had to take the L in like the driving sleet. It was horrible weather, a very long trip to this Greek diner that agreed to remain open after normal hours. This was at like 10 p.m. We were the only ones there.
Yeah.
Because they had nominally closed, and it was much sadder than I was prepared for. Like. There was not an exciting sexual energy in the air.
Yes,
there was this one older couple who were only there to sell fuck swings. They were handing their business cards out to everyone. They were clearly just
fuck swing. What? This is vernacular I'm not familiar with. What is a fuck swing, and what do you do with? I mean, I get what you do, but
yeah, you attach it to a hard point in the ceiling, and the often the more submissive person is suspended in the swing as sex is done to them.
Okay. So it's more of a holster, let's say. There's no swinging. Well, I guess swinging can happen, but that's not the main point of it.
There's going to be some back and forth, for sure.
Yeah, okay,
just
sure.
not like
that's
playground
important.
level.
Okay, yeah, okay. Go ahead, please. Excuse me. So there's no there's
so
no
you
much
got
sexual
people who
feeling
are
going here.
just doing business, just trying to make money selling hardware. And this one like rat boy who was even younger than me, it looked like. He looks like the kid from Willard, if you ever saw that movie. And he was very proud of his own ability to say that I really love tying up girls.
Okay, that's a weird thing to me, but you must have think that was pretty weird. Like, what's your feeling right now at this point when you're seeing what's going on? You're getting more comfortable, less comfortable? What's your thought process right now?
I mean, my thought is that she's like barely acknowledging my presence here, and I'm beginning to put two and two together that she just didn't want to go alone to this.
Okay, so that's a downer, but you still might be able to salvage it. I mean, that's my opinion, but keep going on. You go ahead.
We did not. Nothing came of this.
Oh, shoot. And that's a long drive home, though, for nothing, right? There's no,
It sure was.
You don't talk about what after, like, what'd you think about the swing, huh? That's pretty interesting.
No, she like avoids me after that.
I guess she wanted a real wildcat, and you didn't provide that wildcat, I think.
Yeah, I guess what I took away from that, what I learned is to be more vocal about my needs.
Yes, honestly, and hopefully you found a better relationship at some point after this point. Wolverine
I did.
Doll. Okay.
Not for many years. But
okay.
I had. Yeah.
But you did. Yes.
There was one girl who kissed me at a party, and I was a totally clueless 19-year-old who didn't know if this meant we were dating or not.
Oh no.
But it did not. But she's a lovely person. We still talk, and she is now in the corpse disposal business.
Oh wow!
And she does not look like someone who carries corpses for a living. She's very small, very slight build. And I think that's just wonderful. She's this beautiful Valkyrie who goes into. It's like unclaimed, like unidentified bodies, like old shut-ins who die in their apartment.
Yes.
And she takes them into her arms, these lost and forgotten souls. She's like a psychopomp, right? She carries them onto their final reward, which is some kind of public incinerator.
I'm hoping there's no twist to this story involving the bodies, right? We're not going to get any. We've heard some crazy twists today.
No, it's very above board.
Okay, thank you. That's all I wanted to make sure. I wanted to end on a positive note, Wolverine Doll, with you here today. Yeah. You're a Detler legend, Wolverine Doll. Thanks so much for calling in. Real quick, this is not related to the call-in today. King of the Ring is in a few months, and I know you can't win.
It sure is.
But might we expect at least one song from Wolverine Doll? Just want to let you know. You don't have to let me know, but I'm just asking as a friend.
Well, like an interlude? Yeah, I figured it's customary.
Okay. Yes, okay. Thank God for that. Now we can sleep. I can sleep much easier tonight, making sure that Wolverine Doll is going to bring us a song. You're a legend, Wolverine Doll. Thanks for calling in, brother.
Yourself as well.
You're a legend. Wolverine Doll in the house here, and that will do it. Messages. I don't know what the fuck's going on with this website. It's saying I have 3 messages, guys, and they're both from Anonymous. So it's not saying your name. Hopefully the website fixes itself. I promise I'll play them at some point. I don't want you to waste your messages. You know what I'm saying? I know you left a message and it meant something to you for sharing. I don't want it to go away, but I can't get it to work right now. I apologize for that. But that will do it for the show today. What a legendary show this was. What a legendary show this was. I really had a lot of fun from people that are willing to share their stories, and hopefully all of us learned a little something and had fun listening to these stories. Now's the part of the show we have to decide our theme for next week, my friends. And next week it can't be Saturday night, but it's going to be a different night. I'm not sure yet, but I'll let you know. We have to figure out next week's topics. Let me get Indrid in here so we can get that going here. Indrid, any thoughts for the show about the show tonight?
I enjoyed it. So I laughed, I cried.
Yes.
And then I cried some more. But for upcoming topics.
Yes, any ideas here? We did think last week about jobs. Jobs could be interesting.
Or like getting fired for whatever reason.
Fired stories, video game fails, group projects, scams we've fallen for.
Scams, yeah. I have one of those.
But
so
the thing about I don't think I've fuck swings. Yes, that's a good one. The fuck swing experiences.
I've personally never had one, but I know that some of yous have. Big ups Wolverine Doll.
Well, Snood wants to do a personal show about getting bullied. You don't have to put the first part of that, Snood. Just say the second part. It's more realistic for you. No, near-death experiences. Scam. Let's see, scam. Roast of what?
Roast?
See,
bad roommates.
I don't know if we're ready for a roast, honestly, Paul. I do appreciate that, brother. But you know what I mean? Like people who suggested the roast. That was Vikes, I believe, who suggested that we do a roast for Philip and like bring people in. I'm not so sure we're ready to like make fun of other detractors and stuff.
No,
you know what I mean?
I think that might cause some problems.
I think if like we made it very tight, like maybe like that being said, detractor beam level, because then we could definitely, and a few people that we know is like cool with it. But it's it's a rough spot.
Right.
How far can you go? Because if you do a roast, you got to go in, right? You got to go in. So I don't know. Yeah. Choose the best roaster of me. That's for sure. So if we'll get you involved. Don't worry. All right, we got to come to conclusion though. Got to stop blabbing.
I think Nightmare Roommates. I saw Nightmare First Dates would be good.
I'm doing the poll
Weird
right now.
People you've known. Possibly.
Gordon Flowers pointing at Derek's first date horror stories.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to what we did today, but okay. Shall we do next week? All right. Here are.
Oh, police encounter.
Ooh,
Well,
police encounter.
Yeah.
We did crime already though. We did breaking the law last week. Use fleshlight.
But that was
good
so
name by the way.
good.
Use fleshlight. Have you ever used one of those? Used fleshlight? Okay, let's go for roommate stories. Friend zone stories is kind of romantic. Let's take a week off from romance. You know what I mean?
Bad managers or like bad work stories. I think.
Yeah, work related. Okay, work related stories. Roommate stories. Work related stories. Upholding the law.
Oh, paranormal could be super fun.
Here's the problem, guys.
Oh, fuck.
See, here's the problem. All right, before you get too excited, now, Indrid, you know what I'm going to say here.
Yeah,
I am the anti-fun person when it comes to paranormal shit. I just don't believe any of it, and I don't.
I know.
When I hear the stories, I hear a lot like people are lying, and I know.
Okay.
So I'm not saying they're all lying. I just think there's a lot of things we could see that are paranormal that I think you could probably explain away with different reasons, right? So
sure, I get that and I respect it.
So
I do.
No offense meant to anyone here.
It's
but
okay.
Roommates
It's
is
all
winning. Okay, hold on. Roommate related stories, work related stories. Oh, scams. Okay, scams is fine, but you have to fall for it, right?
Yeah.
That has to fall for it.
Scams that you have fallen for, I think.
Go surreal. Let Indrid be on the air the whole time. Okay.
I have a lot of weird theories, dude. I got a lot of them. All right.
Okay. So we'll go with the. Well, there was one I had in my head that I wrote down because I had an idea for the show and I didn't say it.
Goblins.
Now I can't fucking I can't think of it. Road trips. Okay, so road trip style stories. Okay.
That's a good one.
I think I know what's gonna win today, but it's fine. We'll do the poll anyway. Road trip style.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Start poll. Poll started now. Hop on the poll right now. Jump on that
All
poll.
right. Let's pop a
Jump on
polecat it.
And I'm a polecat. That was fun.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't choose.
She remembered me calling her Leanna. That was, sometimes, like Triple P said, you don't think people are going to hear what you say about them.
Yeah, that was
drugstore.
Oh
we did say drugs too, Nick. All right, next week. After this one. We got to break away from,
I'll put a note in our DMs so we can remember.
Please. Yeah.
Drug stories. There we go.
Anyways. Okay, right now, work-related is winning 42%, roommate stories 32%, scams 18%, road trip style 9%. By the way, tomorrow, me and Atlas will be doing the show. We got to start a little bit later than normal, like 9 p.m., but it's fine. We'll still do the show until the first tip. So that'll be tomorrow at Act the King. Detractor Beam will be live tomorrow, just to be clear.
Yeah, Sunday. We're gonna cover the guy.
Okay,
We'll be
should
watching
be interesting.
his Twitch now.
After the day off, more people are talking about him not defending Cat. Let's see if he brings it up again. Who knows?
Oh my god, I would love that. And he's been fucking angry recently, so I'm hoping for a good one.
Should be, but whenever you expect a good one, often it's not. Right?
I know.
That's what sucks.
I know.
Okay,
we'll make it fun.
Poll ended. Work-related is our story next week. Work-related stories.
Yeah.
Indrid, will you have a story to tell us next week? If you can do the show, by the way.
Yeah. Let me know ahead of time, and then I should be able to.
Sounds good to me. Work-related stories is the theme for next show. Remember, it won't be Saturday, but I'll let you know. I promise it'll be sometime next week. You're all fucking legends, guys. Thanks for chilling. It was a lot of fun. This is one of some of the funnest shows I do, honestly. And it's because of you guys sharing your story. So thanks so much. Let's get you out of here. Saturday night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. Bye.
Bye.